What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Learn with Levy, and today we're going on to the planet Saturn. So guys, if you haven't checked out our previous videos, go check them out before you watch this video. Without further ado, let's go on to the planet Saturn. Before we jump on to the planet Saturn, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe and turn on your notification bells. That way you won't miss another episode of Learn with Levion. So guys, Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system and behind Jupiter. It's the sixth planet from the sun. So basically, Saturn is one of the outer planets, and it's a gas giant planet like Jupiter is. So guys, today we're going to be focusing on the planet Saturn. Without further ado, we're going on to its rotation and orbit. So Saturn's rotation is 10.6 hours. So it takes like 10 hours to make one rotation. It's pretty much the second fastest rotation in our solar system behind Jupiter. Because since it's large and it formed earlier than the other planets, well, except Jupiter, because Jupiter is the largest of all the planets in our solar system, Saturn has a fast rotation speed. So that's an important fact. So guys, if you haven't checked out our Jupiter videos, we'll post them in the top right corner of the screen at the end of the video. So guys, let's go on to Saturn's orbit. Saturn's orbit takes like 15 to 20 years or more, or maybe 10 or because basically Saturn takes a long time to make one orbit since it's farther from the sun. And Saturn is also very cold because due to its extreme proximity from the sun, and it's extremely far from the sun even though it's not the farthest planet from the sun in our solar system. So guys, as we keep doing this, we're gonna eventually know what I'm talking about. So anyways, so Saturn is like the sixth planet from the sun. So that's an important fact to keep in mind. So anyways, let's go on to the Saturn's moons. Now, Saturn has moons, just like we talked about. Well, it's in Jupiter's moons. Saturn's moons is different from Jupiter's moons. So guys, sometimes you think Jupiter is the planet with the most moons, but Saturn is actually the planet with the most moons. Because Saturn has a total of 270 moons, with more to be discovered, because most of these moons are known as small irregular moons. That has been like irregular icy moons. But anyways, the largest moon of Saturn is called the moon Titan. Titan is the second largest moon in our solar system behind Ganymede. So and it has other moons. Now, one of Saturn's major moons include Titan, Rhea, Iapetus, and Dione. Those are some of the moons of Saturn, even though there's much more moons to know. And so anyways, so guys, if you haven't checked out our last video, go to the last video. But anyways, now we're going on to Saturn's magnetosphere. So Saturn's magnetosphere is the second strongest in our solar system behind Jupiter's. So Saturn has a large magnetosphere made of things, but But anyways, they cannot be seen in visible light. They can be seen in ultraviolet light. Because basically Saturn's auroras are the northern and southern lights, just like Jupiter's auroras. They come out, it's not like, so basically, unlike Jupiter's auroras, which are caused by the Io's volcanic activity, these are caused by Saturn's magnetosphere and these electrically charged poles, because basically Saturn has a north and south pole. So anyways, so that's the cause of Saturn's auroras. Since it's also the second strongest magnetosphere in the solar system behind Jupiter's. Now, let's go on to how much larger is Saturn compared to Earth. Saturn is like hundreds of times larger than the Earth. So, because the Earth is like, Saturn is like this large and Earth is like this large. So, because basically Saturn is hundreds of times larger than the Earth, because it formed early in the solar system's history. But anyways, now let's go on to Saturn's storms. So Saturn has these little hexagon storms known as the Great White Spots. Those great white spots are the main cause of storms, because Saturn has storms which are much larger than hurricanes on Earth. And their effect on the atmosphere lasts for hundreds of years, because Saturn's storms are extremely large, and it's like these little gigantic storms that you see. It's very large. So anyways, that's an amazing fact. So anyways, let's talk about when was Saturn discovered. I think Saturn was like discovered in like the 1600s or the 1700s. I don't know, but this was an incredible discovery. It might have been discovered by Galileo, because Galileo's telescope is like this, where you see you see planets and all that stuff, where you can see like a lot of moons, a lot of planets. So you can see like Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn, and all of that. So guys, anyways, now, this is the most important part. I'm gonna be going over some things about Saturn that we've never even knew before. So, those storms on Saturn they're like the size of like continents, larger than hurricanes. They're like about the size of continents, and like there's just much things to know about them. Because there's like a lot of things on Saturn. Now, let's go on to, does Saturn have a solid surface? The terrestrial planets include Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Earth have a solid surface. But does Saturn have one? No, it doesn't have one. Because you know why? Because Saturn is a gas giant planet, and it's made of hydrogen and helium. That's it. Because Saturn lacks rocky things like mountains, valleys, and all of that. If you try to go into Saturn, then you're just gonna be crushed by Saturn's extreme pressure. Because basically Saturn has this extreme pressure in its atmosphere, which makes the atmosphere swirl. Because that extreme pressure on Saturn can crush things. Because basically Saturn is an extremely large planet in our solar system, and it has no solid surface. It only has a solid rocky core, but you can't really reach the core because you have to battle all of the non-solid surface of Saturn that you'll have to battle through. But anyways, I'm gonna be looking up in the sky. So anyways, now grab your telescopes and see what you can see. By the way, this is just a pretend play of telescopes, not a real one. I see Mercury, I see Mars, I see Saturn, I see Jupiter, and I see Venus. Oh, I see Saturn in the right-hand corner of the screen. We're gonna put it up in the, actually not. Now, I see Saturn, and I see its rings. Oh, we didn't talk about its rings yet. So let's quickly talk about Saturn's rings. So Saturn's rings formed 100 million years ago to 300 million years ago. And Saturn's rings are disappearing. And then it's eventually going to disappear, and it's going to be destroyed by Saturn's extreme gravitational pull. But anyways, now, since Saturn is like the second largest planet in our solar system, now we're gonna be doing something, because scientists believe that Saturn's rings may have formed at the time of its formation, which is 4.6 billion years ago. Because Saturn has more stuff to discover than we realized. Now, we're going to jump in a fun fact. Did you know that Saturn's surface is less dense than water? Well, not its surface. Saturn is less dense than water, which means it can float. But 0.3 as dense as water. Because water is like more dense than Saturn because it can float on water. But anyways, alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you had so much information from this video. And the next video we're gonna be talking about the planet Uranus. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like and come back for more. And these two Jupiter videos will be in the top right corner of the screen. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye-bye everyone. See you next time.